What's up, gamers? My name is Zephyr and welcome back to another ProGuides Apex Legends video. Over the seasons, Apex has added more and more weapons into the game. This means that there are a whole range of combinations for players to choose from. But which are the most powerful? Stay tuned to find out our top 5 weapon combinations that you must try in your next game. For now, our question of the day. What is your favorite and least favorite gun to use in Apex? Let us know in the comment section below. Number 1, the Flatline and the Mastiff. Where else to start beyond the Flatline? Arguably the best gun outside of the care package, even after the small nerf it got at the start of the season, it's worth crafting if you get the chance. The Flatline does 18 damage to the body, and that means you can easily one-clip someone who has a red shield. Just 13 body shots are needed to do so, and even the sturdiest of legends such as Gibraltar and Caustic, who have the fortified passive, meaning they take less damage, can only survive 15 body shots of a Flatline with the best possible shields. Plus, unlike other weapons, you don't need an extended mag to have the firepower. The default Flatline has 20 shots in the mag. With a purple or gold extended magazine, you can theoretically slay 2 legends without reloading. The Flatline is good at all ranges, and it has impressive hipfire abilities too. It does have some noticeable recoil, but once you learn to control it, the Flatline is a deadly weapon. Currently, Apex Legends at the highest level is very much based on the best possible movements, such as tap strafing and using Gibraltar to take fights in a bubble. In a bubble fight, using a spray weapon is much harder than a shotgun. The same goes for a legend moving fast in multiple directions. This is why in Predator ranked and at the highest level of ALGS gameplay, almost every player has a shotgun. Either the Peacekeeper or the Mastiff. For pairing with the Flatline, the Mastiff works perfectly. It does big damage, but it also has a faster fire rate, meaning if your Flatline isn't hitting in a bubble fight, you can quickly land 2 or 3 pumps with the Mastiff to take down your opponent. A max body pump with the Mastiff is 88 damage, so if you can hit your shots, you can deal some serious work. Number 2, the R301 and the Carmg. For our next combination, we're going to show you that your top loadout doesn't always have to include a shotgun. The R301 isn't quite as good as the Flatline damage-wise, however, it is available from ground loot and you don't have to craft it. That means it's always more readily available. The R301 is one of the most reliable guns in the game. It has a simple recoil pattern and a high fire rate. It doesn't do insane damage, but if you can hit your shots, which is easier than the Flatline, it can be lethal. This makes it a favorite weapon of both casual and pro players alike. It's very versatile and it can be deadly at mid and long range, especially if you attach a 3x scope. When a lot of players carry a shotgun, you need a weapon that can deal big damage in those close range situations and fast. At the same time, you need to be able to strafe quickly so you can make yourself a harder target. One large Peacekeeper pump and it could be all over. This is why the Carmg makes the perfect accompaniment for the R301. Being an SMG, it has a much faster strafe speed than an assault rifle. The Carmg also has better damage than its rival the R99 and the fastest time to kill of any spray weapon in the game. This means that with good movement, you can go head to head with the shotguns in almost any situation. Plus, unlike shotguns, the Carmg can also be used at mid-range. While it's not as effective at this range as an R301, it does make it more versatile. This versatility is also improved by the fact that the Carmg can take both light and heavy ammo. If you follow this loadout, you'll already have a light gun in your inventory. This means that the Carmg can use heavy ammo and in a pinch swap back to light. Combining these gives high flexibility all around. Looking for a leg up in Apex Legends? ProGuides has everything you need to supercharge your gameplay to the next level. From detailed in-game knowledge and guides to specialist coaches, whatever you need, we've got you covered. Why not sit down with an Apex Predator and get direct feedback on your gameplay? Check out the link in the description and let's go. Number 3, the Charge Rifle and the Peacekeeper. This loadout is the top choice of professional players who use Gibraltar. The defensive legend is one of the most played in ALGS, and the loadout alongside it is one that many successful pro Apex players depend on. Therefore, give it a try and see if you can replicate their success. While using the charge rifle won't make you any friends, it is annoyingly easy to use and very overpowered. It's a frustratingly simple weapon to use. You can deal big damage at incredible range, and in particular, this weapon's paired with Gibby because his arm shield allows you to trade that damage and keep your heals. And let's not forget that being shot by a charge rifle is also incredibly taxing, so you have the added bonus of destroying your enemy's health and their mental all in one. However, the charge rifle has its weaknesses. At close range or even mid-range, you're vulnerable. The strafe speed is like moving in quicksand, and the time the actual beam is firing from your gun means that aiming and moving becomes very difficult. This is why the charge rifle has to be paired with a high damage shotgun. The Mastiff is good, but for pure damage output, the Peacekeeper's on top. A maximum body hit from the PK delivers 99 damage, and a full head pump hits for 121. And unlike the Mastiff, the PK has the built-in choke. You can deal better damage at mid-range by reducing the spread. This makes it a more versatile choice, which helps mitigate the weaknesses of using the charge rifle as your primary weapon. However, do remember that this loadout is much better suited for legends like Gibraltar. You Wraith, Ash, and Octane mains might prefer our next choice. Number 4. The Wingman and the Mastiff. This loadout is the ultimate pick for those of you who like to get in people's faces, deal big damage, and get out. The Wingman is one of the most powerful guns in the game. As a pistol, it has 0 ADS movement penalty, meaning you can strafe incredibly quickly. Everyone has died to a competent wingman mover who hits you with 3 shots before you can even hit them once. This is so powerful because the wingman boasts a very impressive damage stat, dealing 45 to the body and 97 to the head without a helmet. If you know how to use the wingman, you can deal serious damage without taking any yourself. On top of that, the wingman can be used at mid and close range. One wingman headshot can be the turning point in any fight. Plus, being a single shot, you can carry less ammo than you need for, say, a Flatline or an R301. This leaves more space for heals and, crucially, grenades, helping bring a new dimension to your fighting. Then, what better pairs with a wingman than a Mastiff? The wingman itself is good at close range, so to make this loadout complete, picking up a strong shotgun just adds to your damage potential, especially as we've said for the Mastiff before in those bubble fight situations. Thanks to the pellet spread, the Mastiff is perhaps more reliable than a wingman at close range. You might not hit the max body pump of 88 damage, but even a half pump will deal the same damage as a wingman. Number 5. The Hemlock and the Prowler. Back in Season 6, this was the go-to loadout. While both the Hemlock and the Prowler have received nerfs since, as a combination, they are still very strong. The Hemlock boasts impressive damage. Each bolt hits for 20 to the body, and it fires 3 shots at a time. This is technically higher damage than the Flatline. This means for someone on a purple shield, 3 bursts to the body is in fact enough to take them down. And if you can find a boosted loader and reload in that sweet spot, you can have as many as 36 shots to your magazine. That is a lot of damage potential before having to reload. Plus, the Hemlock can be switched to a single fire mode. I personally use this when I'm shooting at long distances and poking to get my Evo shield up. The 3-round burst tends to really spread out over a long range, but in single fire mode, you can poke much further. However, where the Hemlock struggles is up close. Until the recent buff to the Hemlock's hip fire, it was about as useful at close range as a chocolate teapot. However, now it is somewhat passable. This is why using the Prowler alongside the Hemlock makes for the perfect combination. Another burst weapon, the Prowler is a major favorite of controller players and can do some serious damage. Each bullet hits for 14, and with 5 rounds per burst, 4 bursts to the body can kill someone on max red shield. But crucially, 1 burst can do 70 damage. That means that it's a very viable alternative to utilizing a shotgun. The Prowler has strong hip fire, so as a weapon used to clean up a fight at close range, it can be deadly. If you've already cracked someone with the Hemlock, you can close in on your target and kill them in 1 to 2 bursts, nice and quickly. However, if they've already healed, the Prowler's impressive damage means it can finish the job fast. The Prowler perfectly complements the Hemlock, so this combination helps bring out the best in both weapons. It's worth stating that a lot of weapons in Apex are strong. While these are 5 combinations that we support, it's important that your loadouts take into account the availability of ammo, attachments, and what legends you're playing. Crucially, mastering a certain loadout of a small selection of weapons is one of the best ways to improve in Apex. Each Apex weapon has its own quirks and recoil patterns, so make sure you learn those to take your game to the next level. Until next time, I've been Zephyr, and I'll catch you later for some more Apex Legends content.